What have you started to value a lot more in just generally? And I guess I'm assuming most of it comes from your experience in the legal field.
What do I value from like a professional
Yeah.
standpoint? Uh, Definitely patience.
Hmm.
Just as a young attorney, you mentioned this earlier, but like, it takes us a little bit longer to do things, at least initially, especially if it's something we've never seen before. So I definitely, having the luxury of worked with a few different attorneys now, uh, people that are willing to teach and be patient. I greatly appreciate that, because they put a little bit of extra time in, and they're willing to bite the bullet, for nothing really beneficial to them, but they do that, and it goes a long way towards helping you understand something.
Absolutely.
And I think that's another thing is like when I was talking about being willing to network and talk to different people, even as an attorney, like once you're outside of school, don't stop that.
Hmm.
Like I've gone to different bar events, and uh, there's plenty of services out there that give very affordable or even free lectures on just a variety of different subjects,
Okay.
and the things you can learn from that are like ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, definitely do those. You learn a lot. I went to a bar event 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and just learned a bunch of different stuff that like I had touched on, but just to have the luxury of someone sitting there practiced explaining to me for like 10, 15 minutes, I was like, wow, I get it now. Like it was just, they were explaining different kinds of just real estate related items, but I don't know. I think people that are in the thick of things for so long as an attorney or just in general, you start to kind of take for granted things that you understand now that maybe someone in your position years ago didn't.
Right.
Um, and so, obviously they're not always going to even think to explain something like that to you. So if there's like a little detail that you can kind of get explained to you, outside of having to take the time of your boss or someone else to do it,
Hmm.
I definitely go for it. So yeah, any kind of
Mentorship.
any kind of mentorship, free continuing learning that you can go into, whether it's going onto YouTube and looking at some guy in a law firm talk to another attorney.
No, what's your favorite part about just being an attorney?
I think it's a respected profession.
Hmm.
So I guess from an outside perspective, it's nice to have that. But I think realistically about my specific part of it is the fact that how open people are to working things out. It's not as adversarial as other parts of the law.
Hmm.
It's not like I'm on the side of the plaintiff and someone else on the side of the defendant, and you're kind of combative to an extent. Uh, there are different sides, obviously, to the things we work on, but it typically isn't as combative. And like if there's an issue, everyone kind of at the end of the day wants to get things done.
Hmm.
So everyone is, if there's a problem, if there's something that you disagree on, everyone's much more willing to kind of come together, put their heads together, and just be like, hey, let's hash this out. And I kind of love that. I love uh, just the talking and the negotiation aspect of it, and kind of translating complex thoughts into written word, which is pretty cool. So, I think another part of being really cool with the real estate work is that you get to see your work out there. Meaning like you're working on properties that maybe you get to drive by the
That's
next day,
awesome. Yeah.
which is really cool. Or like you're working on whatever, maybe it's a new housing development, maybe it's a new commercial property, and like you actually get to see it.
Hmm.
You can go by there and be like, oh, I worked on that, or like, hey, this, like, yeah,
It wouldn't have been built maybe without my input.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's pretty cool.
No, I hear you, man, and that's great. Always seeing a tangible like
Yeah,
effect of your work.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. On that note, thank you. Thanks, Austin.